Welcome to Behind the Scenes at Andrew Pickett Law, bringing excellence, compassion, and relentless advocacy to life's toughest moments. From car accidents to insurance battles, we guide, support, and advocate for you every step of the way. Hi, my name is Andrew Pickett. I'm the owner of Andrew Pickett Law. We specialize in personal injury and auto accident cases. And I'm here today with my firm administrator, Jeremy Cooper. Hi, Jeremy.
Hey, Andrew.
What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about local roots, statewide reach. So, question for you. What does it mean to you to serve your hometown community?
So it means a lot to me. I grew up here in Brevard County, as did you.
As did I.
I've actually been here since 1987. So I grew up in Titusville, where I went to elementary school at Apollo Elementary. And then my family moved to Satellite Beach when I was in the seventh grade. So I went to Delora and Satellite High School, and then went away for college and law school and came back here in 2009. So ever since 2009, the past 16 years, I've been practicing law here. And it's been really meaningful for me to serve the community where I grew up.
So, how has your background shaped how you serve clients?
I think that coming from the public school system here in Brevard County was a really valuable experience for me. I think it allowed me to meet people from all different walks of life, which reflects the community at large. And that's what we serve in this personal injury practice, is that we represent people from all different walks of life and from all different parts of the county and all different parts of the state. So the fact that I've lived not only at different places in the county, but also different parts of the state has allowed me to kind of understand the backgrounds of the people that we're representing.
So, how does the firm balance? Because our office is located here in downtown Melbourne. How do we balance being able to provide excellence to clients that are in other counties across the state?
So it really doesn't matter whether we represent somebody in the Panhandle or in Miami or in Tampa. We can represent them all effectively. And that's made particularly easy by the fact that most of the court proceedings, including hearings and depositions and even mediations, occur over video, whether it's Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So we're able to give the same level of representation regardless of location. The only travel that we have to do is if there's a jury trial, in which case we're going to be spending time in that jurisdiction. So wherever the client is in Florida, we can serve them equally.
What are some community initiatives that the firm has been proud to support?
We have supported a number of local charities. For the last several years, we've sponsored the Lead Brevard 4 Under 40 Awards, and we're doing that again this year. That's something that we're very proud of. I went through the Leadership Brevard program in 2012, and we have a couple of team members who are getting ready to go through the class in the coming years. We support a lot of charities that are meaningful to our employees, whether that's um, particular causes or sports teams, that sort of thing. But we've also, as of last year, started doing signature community events. So we did our first ever community event last year, which was our Project Backpack, where we gave away backpacks to elementary school students that were filled with school supplies. We also did a Halloween trunk or treat event last year. And this year we did our first ever pet adoption event in April. And we had our second annual Project Backpack. We'll be doing our trunk or treat event again this year. Talked earlier about the scholarship that we're starting, that we're going to give away in February of this year. And we're going to do an event about December timeframe for New Year's.
So the pet adoption I was super excited about, and it did make me go home with a puppy two times two a few days later.
I remember that. You were inspired.
I was inspired. So, why is staying approachable and client focused so important?
So I think that a lot of firms have a structure where the clients aren't really meeting the attorneys. They're dealing primarily with paralegals or investigators, and there's really no relationship with the attorney. That's something that from the very beginning we've really prided ourselves on. When a client is represented by our firm, they really get to know our attorneys. And I think it's important that they get to know their attorneys because that's who's ultimately resolving their case and who's fighting for them. And so we want our attorneys to create an environment where the clients feel like they can approach them, ask them questions, and not feel like there's some sort of distance between the client and the attorney.
And we've even changed our disbursement process recently to where when we have a formal disbursement meeting, the client is actually meeting with the attorney and going through the closing statement and answering any questions, explaining the release. Like the last person they're seeing is the lawyer.
Right. And that was by design because we really want the client experience to have the attorney involvement all the way through. So even when we're signing up a case, the clients are expected to hear from an attorney within the first week of being called. And then that attorney is checking on with them periodically. And so really the attorney is involved throughout the entire process.
Yeah, and that's been a huge shift. Not a huge shift for us, but because it's always been important, but we have made it a focus to make the client know and feel that they have access to the attorneys.
Exactly.
Andrew, tell me one client story that shows the heart of the firm.
So I can think of one client in particular whose case I handled from the very beginning when we opened up the firm, who had a lot of life experiences that paralleled mine. And we got to know each other very well over the course of about 5 years. And we went to trial on his case in May of 2019. And that was kind of a watershed moment for the firm because it represented not only the first trial, but the first significant multi-million dollar verdict that we got. And it was with the client that I really got to know well over the years and who I still have a relationship with now over 11 years after the accident. And so with him, I really got to know him well from the beginning, and the trial process um, kind of enhanced that because we spent so much time together. And he's really been a great advocate for the firm and somebody who really trusted us to represent him to the fullest. And we did. And that really, I think, changed the direction of the firm.
I love that. I love hearing the story about that case. Even Tina bringing her computer to the courtroom every
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
being Dinosaur Mac.
Yeah. That case. At the time, we had, I think, just 3 employees. And now we're up to how many?
14?
14
14
employees. So
employees.
it's amazing how things have grown since then. But we're really, even as we grow, trying to keep that same kind of personal attention and compassion that we had at the beginning.
Yes, it has stayed a focus, and I think all work really, really hard to keep that our focus as well. It's super important.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me, Andrew, to share this with you.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Behind the Scenes at Andrew Pickett Law, where we fight for you every step of the way.